Hi, I'm Emma.
I'm Maddie.
And I'm Addison.
And we're going to be discussing group roles based on the movie Remember the Titans.
Remember the Titans, it's a really good movie, and we have a special guest coming to us later to talk about it.
So stay tuned for that. The movie Remember the Titans is set in Virginia in 1971, where there was a lot of diversity and segregation within different groups of people. And this movie kind of captures the way that two very different groups of people come together as one and figure out how they can overcome diversity and different challenges and be a group and whole. Because they're on a football team. So.
Yeah. So, who is your guys' favorite character and why?
Mine is Coach Boone.
Yours is Coach Boone?
Yeah.
I like him too.
Because I think he kind of is like the leader of, obviously he's the coach, so he's the leader of the whole group, and he's the one that kind of makes sure that they work together as a whole and they're not, picking sides and picking teams and causing controversy amongst each other.
Yeah, I agree. I think he definitely is the person to, combine both races together. Everyone had a huge issue with him becoming coach. People were throwing bricks at his window, but he did not let that stop him. He was, being very persevering to make sure everyone was combined. A scene that stood out to me in the movie was that he said that Coach Yost's daughter is welcome to his house anytime to play with his daughter. Even though their daughters are very different, they can still play together. And so that stood out to me because not only is he helping combine the football team, he's desegregating them, he's desegregating the whole community too. So that definitely stood out to me. Because
the old coach's daughter, they were white, so obviously he was kind of pushing that aside and seeing past that segregation, which I think kind of displayed as a role model for the football players, because they were like, oh, the guy who's in charge of us and making sure that we work together is kind of not focusing so much on color and race, but more focusing on working together.
Yeah.
I also really liked Julius. I think he was a good, I don't know, he really played the supporter roles and kind of brought the group together when conflict arose and stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like in terms of to put labels on them, I think that Boone was definitely the task leader. Yeah. And because at first he wasn't necessarily emotionally driven, he was more so okay, you guys need to work together no matter what color your skin is, we're gonna work together. But then later in the film he kind of started to realize Coach Yost supporting an emotional social emotional tendencies might work better with some players, and so it doesn't always have to be hardcore. So I feel that definitely was a good shift.
I kind of feel the daughter in a way brought the team together too, because she was at every single practice, she was always out there, and I feel from the get-go she was white, but even the black kids in the video or in the movie, they didn't care about that. They thought, okay, never mind. But you know what I mean? I feel they all loved her so much, and it kind of, I feel paved the way a little bit for the desegregation of everybody. So
I also think she was a lot of an information provider. She went to the coaches with the different plays and how they could be better. And change stuff.
And Coach Boone really liked her.
Yeah.
Which was cool to see.
Yeah, that was good. One thought I did have that stood out to me as well was the scene where Gary was at the car with Ray and Emma. Name shout out. With Ray and Emma.
Name shout out
with Gary and Emma. Apparently I'm dating Gary in the movie, guys.
She's single though.
I'm single in real life. So I thought it was crucial where they're it's them or us, because they're still racist, and they were very much no, Emma wouldn't shake Julius's hand when she first met him, after camp, the first or second day of school, she wouldn't shake his hand. And so where was I going with that?
It really kind of helped show the split.
He said, no, I'm not going with you guys, sorry, and Ray and Emma were and he's well, I'm going with my buddies from football. So
I also feel this movie is very eye-opening too, because we are in 2025, but I still feel in so many ways in the sports world there are so many racial barriers. Whether it be not much baseball, but I feel baseball, some soccer, basketball. So I feel this film, I recommend it to everyone to watch, because I feel it just is very eye-opening for people, especially people that are involved in sports. So yeah, it's really random. But
and like it's based on a true story too, which I was very like I didn't know until after the fact. So I was like, oh, and it like teaches you about history, like the history of like our country, and like the fact that in the 1970s this was happening. Like I thought this ended in like the 1950s and 60s. Like I thought things were more integrated by the time the 1970s came around. So I was like, oh, this is like surprising to see that there's still this going on. And granted, it was in Virginia, which is a more what term should I use?
Racist,
I guess, to put it bluntly, racist state, especially at that time
in the South.
I feel like the race issue also kind of helped, like, it made the group roles more complicated just because there was that extra, like,
layer.
So it definitely made a lot of the group roles kind of.
If you guys watch this movie, be prepared to cry.
Yeah.
Because I cried the first time I watched it.
Yeah, I was tearing up.
Yeah.
I was tearing up.
She told me.
She asked me if I cried.
Yeah.
She was like, did you cry? I was like, I teared up. I did. Resume. I got the essay. So, I forgot. Just kidding. So Gary's a gatekeeper. Why? Because he removes Ray, his so-called best friend, from the team because because he was being fake and doing horrible plays on purpose because he didn't like that there were people of color on the team, and he was like, you know what, I'm gonna play bad. And Gary, as a team captain, was like, no. And then when he went to remove him from the team, we're gonna have a special guest in just a second.
It's not the right
Say
word.
hi to our video.
Gary's a gatekeeper. Why? Because he removed Ray, and Ray was an asshole. And Ray thought, oh, it's Coach Boone's doing. No, it was me, Gary says. And he's like, what? And so
were they the ones that were like friends before?
Yeah, they were the friends, but then Gary was kind of realizing, oh, like he's messing up on purpose, like, and doing bad plays and not engaging. I actually wrote down here. Ray seems slightly jealous of Gary. I read it as Jerry because it's
Gary
and Julius's newfound friendship.
Also, is it Gettysburg where they go on that? Okay, so I also feel like they went to Gettysburg for like a retreat, right?
It was like a 3 a.m. run to like show them discipline or something.
And I also feel like the coaches put them through so much like physical hardship that in a way doing all that teamwork together kind of made them push aside all of the feelings they had about race and color and their differences. And I know, like, I played sports growing up, and it wasn't anything to do with race, but there was a lot of, like, controversy on the teams that I was on. People didn't like certain people for whatever reason, but we all ended up really liking each other and forming a close bond just based off of the hardships that we faced, like, at practices and games, and it made us have, like, a really close bond, and, like, all of us are still really good friends, and we don't even play anymore. So I feel like doing those sorts of things that Coach Boone made them do kind of made them realize, like, okay, color doesn't matter at all. Like, this is so much more than that.
Yeah because everyone bleeds the same color. It's like
literally facts,
you know, like
quote her
preaching over here.
Okay guys, our special guest
is here, the wonderful Mia James.
I'm here.
Bam.
She's here.
She's arrived.
Yes.
Okay. So, since we have our special guest here, we're going to be asking her a couple questions about the movie in regards to our chapter. So, what do you think is the scene in the movie that best describes group roles?
I feel like the scene when all the kids came together at night without their coaches, without them being forced to really like come together as a group, and they were all just like hyping each other up and kind of like, guys, we need to like work together. And that was,
which is cool because
really
that
great.
wasn't involved with the coaches at all.
Honestly,
that was on their own time, which showed them, you know, getting rid of diversity and everything.
It showed their group cohesion like really come together, and they were just really great together.
For sure. Thank you.
Okay, and the question I have for you is, what unproductive roles were shown in the movie?
I feel like the most unproductive roles were the other football teams, because like we were trying to like come together as a team and like really work through our issues, and I mean they were just not helping with the side comments and, you know, basically like bribing the refs like in front of them to like, you know, make bad calls and
lots
stuff.
of issues with the refs.
It was absolutely ridiculous, and just like causing more infighting with us because we're too busy focusing on ourselves. Like we can't do that with them, so they were very unproductive.
Hi Mia. a question for you is very personal.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you prefer to be your coach, Coach Boone or Coach Yost?
You know,
and why?
That's really personal. I'm gonna pick Coach Yost simply because, you know, I don't really respond well to just like yelling a lot. And
sure.
Coach Boone, he did a lot, you know, throughout the movie. But Coach Yost, I mean, he was more like willing to like work with you and like talk to you, like see what the issue is.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that a lot more. So yeah, I'd pick him as my coach.
Yeah, I agree. I'm the type of person who also needs like one-on-one support versus like yelling at a group. Yeah. So I totally get that, because like I get why Boone did what he did, but also with Yost, like the one-on-one support definitely helps see the softer side of those kids and definitely find those core issues.
Absolutely.
So I totally understand.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is the end of our podcast, you guys.
Yes. Thank you for listening and watching. Overall, I'd say this movie was really good.
10 out of 10.
I was a little bit like tentative to watch. I was like, I was putting it off, but I was like, you know what? This was a good movie. I'm glad I watched it, and now I can say that I watched Remember the Titans. This is a classic movie.
And we recommend everyone to watch it.
Yes. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Hey guys, we're back in a different location because unfortunately for us at Harry Crab Park, we did not film enough information. So take 2 at Sierra College to add some more valuable information. We're gonna pass it over to our guest star from yesterday, Mia. She has some really good information to add, so Mia, we'll pass it over to you.
I'm back. What I didn't get to talk about yesterday was how Coach Boone was kind of a social emotional leader as well as being a task leader, because especially in the beginning during the teammates training camp, he really had to like focus and like work hard to get his students to overcome their biases about each other. And he did this like multiple ways. He did this with the buses. The students were trying to separate themselves based off of race, and he was not having that. He's like, if they can't even, you know, be on the same bus as each other, how are they going to work together on the field? So he really, he got them to like mix with each other and based off of position on the team. And he also, during like meal times and stuff and where they would be like staying, he had like people like mixing and like, you know, living together so that, you know, they could like overcome it, because he realized he needed to help them overcome it or they were never gonna come together as a team.
Yeah, I think that also kind of made him like an expediter too, because he had to like kind of assess the goals, and his goal was to like have everybody be cohesive as a team, and so that made him have to like, you know, find ways to make that happen, which is the things that you were saying, just kind of just integrating everybody.
Yeah. Okay. He was also kind of a gatekeeper too, in the sense that he did confront Yost about unequal treatment of players like Petey. Like when Yost went to Petey on his own at the end of the movie, like, hey, like I see you're struggling on the field, come play defense for me. Like Boone did not like that. He's like, if you're gonna do that with one player, you should do it with everybody. It was like kind of being a gatekeeper in that sense. So
I don't like gatekeepers.
Me neither.
We're there.
That's a podcast.
And we're going to be what?
Wait, fine. Okay, wait. Hold on. This is the problem. I get.
Okay, ready, go. So,
yeah. That's all.
A list of like task leader, and
we don't have to stop it. You can just cut it.
I have special guests.
Task leader.
There he was. If any of you guys are from West Virginia in class, don't at me.
We're like, where the fuck is Mia? Where the fuck is
we like watch it back. Like, where the fuck's Mia? Not the toes in it.
Nasty as hell.
Hold on, guys.
Wait, didn't Julius die?
Bruh.
Only 10 minutes, guys. We're so
Fuck,
good.
shit, bitch.
Young Shaq. Okay, sorry. Mobamba. Sorry, that's all I thought. Anyway, not to toot my own. That looks really wrong. Take that out.
Take that out.
Clip that. No, don't clip it. Anyway, we're gonna pass it to what? Okay, that's gonna be.
Stay tuned for the bloopers of the end.
I'm trying to keep it quirky, okay? Anyway, passing it to Mia, who has some really valuable.